Alright, today's video is just a turbo video on regrouping or borrowing with whole numbers. We cannot subtract 3 from 0, so we borrow from the 7. It becomes a 6. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 6 minus 6 is 0. 8 minus 3 is 5. You cannot subtract 1 from 0, so we borrow from the 7. The 7 becomes a 6. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 1 equals 9. 6 minus 3 equals 3. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Now in this case, you don't need to borrow because 5 minus 2 is 3, but you cannot subtract 8 from 5. So the 7 becomes a 6, the 5 becomes a 15, 15 minus 8 equals 7, 6 minus 2 equals 4. You can subtract 5 minus 1, but you cannot subtract 7 minus 9. You borrow from the 4, it becomes a 3, the 7 becomes a 17. 17 minus 9 is 8, 3 minus 1 is 2. You cannot subtract 5 from 1, so we borrow from the 4, bringing it a 3. You change the 1 to an 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. You cannot subtract 3 minus 6. You borrow from the 9, making it an 8. The 3 becomes 13. 13 minus 6 equals 7. 8 minus 5 equals 3. You cannot subtract 9 from 0, so you borrow from the 7. The 7 becomes a 6. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. You cannot subtract 6 minus 7, so the 3 becomes a 2, the 6 becomes a 16. 16 minus 7 is 9, 2 minus 1 is 1. And in this final example, you cannot subtract 5 from 4, so we borrow from the 1, which becomes a 0, and the 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. Now, you cannot subtract 1 from 0, and you've got a 0 to the left, which means we've got to go all the way to the thousands place, borrow from the 8, which becomes a 7. For that, we get 10 hundredths. Because we need to borrow from the 10, from the hundreds to get the tens, we change that 10 to a 9, and now we have the 10 tens we need. 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 2 is 7, 7 minus 6 is 1, and we're